Hello, welcome to One Africa Mission with your brother Dubia Anzanse. Please, if you are seeing us for the first time, if you are coming across us for the first time, this is One Africa Mission, the number one Africa mission. We are missionaries, we are young Africans, and our mission, most of the time when I say we are missionaries, people are asking me, are you a religious organization? Not really. We are Pan-Africans, and our mission is all about the unity of our continent and our collective dignity as a race. Because we believe that without unity as African people, we will never regain back our dignity. We will continue to languish at the bottom of the human race because it was deliberately designed by the colonial criminals when Van Bismarck called European leaders to come to Berlin so that they can divide Africa, partition Africa among themselves. They deliberately did that to keep us at the bottom of the human race. And for us to rise, we have to fight to unite the continent of Africa. That is why we came out with this One Africa Mission. So our mission is not a religious organization. Our mission is all about the unity of Africa. We intend to embark on this vigorous campaign to see a united Africa. So hello, welcome to One Africa Mission with your brother Dobia Anzanse. One Africa Mission, we are in Ethiopia, and currently we are in Hawassa, one of the beautiful cities in Africa, in Ethiopia here. And then we are right here at the Hawassa Industrial Park. The park is so beautiful. Honestly speaking, this city is really well organized. Very, very well organized. If you are coming across us for the first time, please support our mission. How do you support us? Is by sharing what we are doing. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, One Africa Mission, just go check us out, what we are doing, the number One Africa Mission. Subscribe. If you haven't followed us on Facebook, try to do that, One Africa Mission. On TikTok, please, let us bring our energies together and fight for a better Africa, for the next generation of Africans. Yes, so our mission is not about, it's not a religious organization, but anybody is welcome, as long as you are a melanated person, because we are all catching the same hell. Just as Malcolm X said, it doesn't matter whether you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, you are a Buddhist, you are this, you are that, as long as you are a melanated person, all over the world, we are all catching the same hell. So please, if you want a dignified Africa, for the next generation of Africans, if you want as an African to be respected just as other people are respected on this planet Earth, then let us bring our collective energies together and fight for a united Africa, because our dignity will come from our unity as a race. So please support our mission by sharing what we are doing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also follow us on Facebook, on TikTok. We are there. Let us support ourselves as African people to regain back our dignity. I thank you very much for coming around. So talking about the colonial criminals, what they did to us, we are going to Cote d'Ivoire today. Ivory Coast, where the colonial criminals used to get a lot of ivory. That is why they call it Ivory Coast. That's where they used to, these colonial criminals, they have really done a lot of damage to us as African people. They used to get a lot of ivory from Ivory Coast, so they call it Ivory Coast. Ghana, they used to get a lot of gold from Ghana. They call it Gold Coast. Ghanaians change it, but Ivory Coast, for some reason, they haven't really changed it. It's a topic of its own. So, but we are going to Ivory Coast. And why are we going there? Is because the president of Ivory Coast came out and said from January 1st, 2025, he is kicking out the French troops. And then people are very skeptical. Why is President Ouattara, who was put in office by the French, who have been given protection by the French for the past 1 decade, he is now coming out to say, I don't want French troops in my country. Something fishy is going on here. And then people are very skeptical. People are not really enthusiastic about what President Ouattara said. If it was a new administration in Cote d'Ivoire, then we can say, oh, this is coming from a point of sincerity, rally around and support them. But this is coming from a president who have been in bed with the French for the past 1 decade. He was put in office by the French, and the French have been giving him protection since. So how come all of a sudden he's out there telling us that he doesn't want French troops in his country? Something fishy is happening here. From President Alassane Ouattara is a bit fishy, because we all know the relationship between President Ouattara and the French. What next move is the French taking? Because, these colonial criminals, they always think ahead. They always think 50 years, 20 years ahead of us. But this time around, we don't have to be complacent. So let me know your thought. Do you think that this President Ouattara saying he doesn't need French troops in his country, is this really coming from a sincere man? Can we really trust President Ouattara for saying this? I want to know your thought. Please let me know your thought on that. And this is why we are saying good leadership are example for other people to follow. What happened in the Sahel is a serious blow to the French, to the imperialists. This was the reason why they were doing everything, or they are still doing everything to destabilize the Sahel. And we must all come together as as progressive Africans to support our brothers and sisters in the Sahel. If those in the Sahel succeed, then this will lead to the unification of Africa that we are all crying and willing for. So we must not even think of our leaders in the Sahel failing. Who could have ever imagined that Cote d'Ivoire will want to kick out French troops in their country? I think the French have almost 600 troops in Cote d'Ivoire. They are not there to protect anything because Cote d'Ivoire is not at war. The reason why they have been there, they are there to make sure that they put the government on check. So if any government come into power and you try to work against the interests of Cote d'Ivoire, then they can quickly come in and take you out. That is the reason why they have been there. And today, President Ouattara, the same President Ouattara that they put in office, today he's saying he doesn't need them in his country. We wish this is coming from a sincere point of view, but we are not going to be complacent. So as I said, please let me know your thought on this issue. Do you think can we really trust President Ouattara? And please let me know your thought on this. And then please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also don't forget to like and share what we are doing if you appreciate it. I thank you very much. It is One African Mission. We are on a mission until we kick the French and all colonial criminals out of our continent. Africa belongs to us. Thank you.
Is European leader, be it French, German, or American, isn't elected by Africans. They're not elected to safeguard African interests. Africans must protect their own interests, as these leaders are elected to serve their own people and to seek out benefits elsewhere for their population. These are strategic moves. Such good wars hinder our growth if they help them take our resources. For them, it's beneficial to negotiate the best deals abroad for their country. We possess resources that others covet. It's our duty to guard our interests zealously. It's not for others to be protective of our interests. We shouldn't expect President Macron to look after Malians, Gabonese, Togolese, or Cameroonians. That's not his job. He's not elected by them or for that. He's elected to seek the best. If the best is elsewhere, he must go get it. We can't expect deals favoring allies just because they're close. No, it's on our leaders. We must guard our own interests. So to me, it's not even a question when people say the West looted Africa. Yes, and where were we to protect our interests? In ancient times, we could say that. When they used force, we could say that. But we're often the main actors in this looting.